Hello, welcome to Pecan Corner. Tonight I'm going to make sloppy joes, and I'm going to use my own dehydrated vegetables to do it with. I'm going to start with my tomato powder. This is the tomato powder that I made by just slicing my tomatoes, putting them on the dehydrator, drying them until they were crispy and would snap in half, and then whirring them in a little grinder. I've got I'm going to use that to make my tomato sauce base with, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put boiling water into this. I'm using a glass bowl so that you guys can maybe see a little bit better. I hope we've ordered a new camera, and so hopefully we'll have a better camera for make it easier to see things. In the meantime, I'm trying to get a little bit closer for you. So I'm going to use a 1/4 cup of tomato powder. I would use 1 part of tomato powder for 4 parts of water to make regular tomato sauce. That's the dilution rate. I'm going to put my dry ingredients in first and mix them with my boiling water before I do anything else. I'm going to do a tablespoon of dried onion flakes, and this is just onions that I dehydrated into small pieces. Tablespoon of dried bell pepper. I have both red and green bell pepper here. I'm going to use the green in this. That was a little more than a tablespoon, so all right. I'm going to use a teaspoon of dehydrated celery. And a lot of this is like the leaves and that little tender inside, you know, those tender little inside stalks. I'll dehydrate those, chop them up and dry them. They'd be real good as seasoning. You can also make powder out of them, and I probably will. I keep trying to find ways to use my mushroom powder. I've got, I dried some mushrooms, and we decided we'd use them better as powder. And so I'm going to add that, Paul, what's the word?
I'm sorry, I wasn't listening.
What's the word that they talk about that the mushroom powder adds?
Umami.
Umami?
Umami, yeah.
Umami. Okay, so this, I'm going to use this to add a little of the umami flavor, which is like a thick, good savory flavor on your tongue. I'm going to add a teaspoon of it. Maybe I'll add 2 teaspoons. We'll give that a try. It'll just doesn't really add. It just adds a good character, and it's one of those kinds of things that a lot of the commercial products use artificial chemicals to add, you know, monosodium glutamate and stuff like that. Whereas all this is baby portobello mushrooms that I dehydrated and ground up. So, all right. Going to add a 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder.
Use this to save times for warm season.
1/2 teaspoon of chili powder, whatever your favorite chili powder blend is. And about a 1/4 teaspoon of Old Bay. I can't find my 1/4 teaspoon measure, so hopefully that's it. 2 pinches. All right. And a teaspoon of salt. Okay. My water's boiling. First I'm going to mix this, and then I'll add my wet ingredients. Oops. I want to if you hear the water running over there, it's because I've got my my water dripping. I'm adding 1 1/4 cup of boiling water. Got my water dripping so my pipes won't freeze again. I don't like being without water in the kitchen. All right. I could have just done this in the stove, but I kind of wanted you guys to get a sense of how well it thickens up. And I want to get these things started rehydrating before I mix them into the meat. I've already browned my ground beef. I've browned a pound of ground beef. Now then, while that thickens, I'm going to add a tablespoon of Worcestershire. Right. And now, since I make my own ketchup, and today I made some with my tomato powder, which y'all will see. And so I want to use up what I have left that I already had made in the refrigerator. And so I'm going to go ahead and use ketchup. If I weren't using ketchup, I would double up my tomato powder and my water, and I would add a tablespoon or two of vinegar and a tablespoon or two of brown sugar to the whole mix. But since I'm using this ketchup, I won't need to do that. This would be 1 cup of ketchup if you do want to use ketchup in yours. When I made the ketchup, I was talking, I was saying that in American society, ketchup is not just a condiment, it's an ingredient. And there are lots of recipes that are very hard to make without it. And here we go. All right. All right, now I'm going to pour all this in. And turn my heat on and let it cook until it's thickened up and everything has rehydrated well. And then I'll come back and show you guys the finished product. All right, there's the final result. It cooked up beautifully. I am very happy with using these dehydrated things in it. The texture's good. Everything rehydrated nicely. Those powders helped thicken things up really nice. I'm really happy. This tastes delicious. It's a good competitor for Manwich, and it's made. Now I don't can my own ground beef, but I know some of you do. So those that can your own ground beef, you could do this whole thing out of that dried and canned food storage, and it's great. So I hope you'll enjoy. Thanks.